सुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि. Namaskar. I welcome you all on the behalf of Vedic Upasana Peeth's series of Dharmadhara English Satsang, that is spiritual discourse focusing on the different spectrum of Arya Vedic Sanatan Hindu Dharma. Paying obeisance to my Sri Guru, Paratpar Guru, His Holiness Dr. Jayant Balaji Athavale, I begin today's satsang. Today's topic is What are Ancestral Souls Problems? Part 1. Under this topic, today we would get to know about what happens after death. In recent times, due to the unsatiated souls of ancestors, 100% of the population is suffering from medium to severe levels of problems. So today, and in our few upcoming Dharmadhara satsangs, we would get to know about what are ancestral souls problems, how do they affect us, and what should we do to protect ourselves from them. According to the science of spirituality, 80% of our problems are spiritual in nature. In order to completely overcome a difficulty, we have to first understand its root cause. Only when the correct and complete diagnosis is made, by getting to the root of the difficulty, can the appropriate remedy be given. Modern sciences attribute the cause of a problem to being either physical or psychological. Hence, we all go looking for the cause and remedy only in these two areas. For example, itching is understood to be physical in nature and is treated with physical medicines. Narcotic abuse is understood to be a psychological problem and hence treated primarily with psychotherapy. But there is a third dimension to our difficulties in life, and that is spiritual. In fact, spiritual causes of difficulties affect our lives to a larger extent. One aspect of these spiritual root causes of problems in our lives is the distress caused due to the descendants by the subtle bodies of our ancestors who have passed away. It is also one of the more common spiritual factors that affect all of humanity in some form or the other. So we have decided to take this topic in details in our Dharmadhara Satsang. To understand this subject, we will have to understand first about what happens after death and what are the deciding factors for momentum of the Lingadeha, that is the embodied soul, after death. If you are into spirituality, then you must be knowing that our body comprises the Sthul Deha, that is the physical body, the Prana Deha, that is the body which consists the vital energies, the Manodeha, that is the mental body, the Karana Deha, that is the intellectual body, the Mahakarana Deha, that is the ego body, and the Atma, that is the soul. Thus all these bodies constitute to form a gross individual. When one dies, the Panchaprana, that is the vital force, is released back into the universe. The physical body returned to the earth element through the various crematory process, followed by different sects in dharma, while the subtle body travels to a subtle plane depending on its punya, that is merits, or pap, that is sins, and its spiritual level. Unlike on the earth plane, the only parameter that matters in the afterlife is the spiritual level or the spiritual purity of a subtle body, and here lies the importance of sadhana or spiritual practice. The physical body and the various worldly aspects such as wealth, prestige, job, how well we are connected, etc., have absolutely no relevance in the subtle world. If the subtle body is heavy due to sins and excessive ego, then it gets stuck in lower subtle planes of existence such as the Martilok or the Nether world. If the demerits or sins are intense, then the subtle body goes to one of the regions of hell. On the other hand, the subtle body becomes lighter due to punya or good deeds and the intensity of spiritual practice. The higher the spiritual level, the lighter the subtle body and faster the progress to the higher positive subtle regions of the universe. An advanced seeker's subtle body crosses the nether region immediately as a result of spiritual practice and goes to higher subtle regions of existence such as Swarglok, that is heaven, or even above that to Mahar, Jana, Tapa, or Satyalok. Only ancestors who are above the 60% spiritual level are able to go to higher subtle regions such as Mahar, Jana, or Tapalok, situated above heaven, and are able to access the requisite protection from God to fend off any attack by subtle negative energies, that is, ghosts, demons, devils, etc. Not even 0.001% of the world population fall in this category, that is, their spiritual level is above 60%. Now we'll know whom should we refer to as our ancestors. Subtle bodies of all our known and unknown departed relations from all the previous generations are our ancestors. Secondly, relatives from all the previous generations from the father's and mother's side also fall in the category of ancestors. After marriage, the woman becomes one with the husband's family and enjoys and inherits the assets of the family. Hence, the dead relatives from the husband's sides also are her ancestors. The influence and impact of the ancestors of the past 3 generations is maximum, that is, up to the generation of our great grandparents. Although the ancestors up to the last 7 generations have sizable influence on their descendants. In our upcoming Dharmadhara satsangs, we would know few more aspects of ancestral problems. Today, with these words, I end my talk, paying gratitude unto my Guru's lotus feet. Namaskar and Jaitu Hindu Rashtraam.
Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnata Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate